every soul and I try. Oh, that's right.
Good evening, YB gang.
I regret to inform you, Dr. Anthony Fauci is dead.
That is not true, Mohammed. Stop spreading falsehoods. You're gonna scare the YB gang.
I would never spread misinformation. I am not evil.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is still
It was
alive
revealed
and
to me
well.
in a dream. It was revealed to me in a dream. That's all I need to know.
Ah, that's true.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is alive. I gotta make a new instance of this.
Oh wait, okay. I'm gonna hit you with it in Catharsis.
I'm about to come.
I'm about to like oblivicate you.
I'm bossing.
They're out there. They're out there. They're among us.
Okay, that's it. I'm just gonna post it now that you've opened the gates. Now I can just post it.
Dustman, it was just a joke. Please calm down. You just walked a prank. He meant nothing by it.
We just start posting Umineko in the Deejin Soku channel.
Can't do that.
You know what has to happen.
You know, ask Anthony.
I like how low quality and compressed the picture of the cat is.
You like stole the S from Shut You.
I took it from Thinks. It was just right there. Now I gotta watch that video. That's all I missed. Oh my god! I'm gonna play it for the YB gang, just for posterity.
How do you feel about the fact that Buggy is being gangbanged by Crocodile and Mihawk at this exact moment? You need how should you know? Actually, how you feel?
Oh my god!
Every Friday, it just happens normally. It's a normal thing. It's not normal, Dustman. I don't know what they got going on in Yo Willow's house. That is not normal.
If you win, I'll give you a big kiss. Oh wait, I can replace the current Dustman name.
You better not be lying, dude.
That says right there. I'm watching my own videos.
Watching video.
Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. This is a nice little setup we got going on. The stream is definitely running. Let me just verify. Yeah, it is. It's called Umineko 10, even though this is, what, Umineko 11?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's 11. Cool. I touched it up a little bit so that it could look a little more visually appealing, and I'll have to edit that later.
What's in your plate? Today we had Hooters for some lunch and Pepper Pines Fruit. Gotta pour one for the GT, yeah. 1,000. Let's pop this thing. Whoa. Pretty decent for the 1346. Keyside? This is the buffalo chicken sandwich with lemon pepper dry rub and fries. Pretty fries. Oh. Pretty fries. Open that ranch dressing. This ain't ranch. This blue cheese. I hate blue cheese.
He definitely was not winning, dude.
Big?
I don't think he knew.
What game did he
Chicken
lose?
sandwich,
And which
juicy
country
tuna, and
is this in?
flavorful.
I don't know.
Kind of on the hot side
I
for
doubt
the 13
Well,
for
this
no
kid
one is in America.
headed himself
Try this today.
to
Knock
change
them
that.
off.
After
I feel like this is some like Yugoslavian nation, some like Russian nation. What is it?
What are
Okay.
you talking about?
It was a boy in Russia, which I guess
knew
makes
it.
sense.
I knew it.
So he went into his yard Monday morning, pulled a switch on a chainsaw, and sawed off his head. It is unclear what computer game he was playing.
It was in the league. What do you mean it
Damn
was
it.
unclear? So wait, they found out he killed himself because of a game, but they don't know what game it was.
I don't know what game it was now.
How did they find out? How did they find out that was the reason why he did it?
I don't know. It's a really good question.
I mean, you don't know. Maybe he went into the shed and was like killed by someone.
That's true. Some guy just sawed his head off and was like, no, it was video games.
It's propaganda.
Always good propaganda. I mean, whatever. He was in Russia. He probably would have been drafted.
Whatever, he's in
Oh.
Russia. Sunk cost. Who cares?
I mean, no. It kind of sucks because, like, you know, there's Russian, I don't know, teams getting drafted, which sucks. No one wants to be drafted, so I guess.
That was in 2018.
Yeah, I don't think drafting is like worth killing yourself over, but I mean, I don't know, man. But he really didn't like it.
If you can see into the future and you know you're gonna get like stabbed in a fucking trench and like bullied out for like hours, then I probably would just like insta kill myself. That'd probably be better.
That's fair, yeah.
Although who knows? Maybe you go to the war and you're like insanely cracked.
He could be. He could be like a psychopath. I know a lot of old militaries wanted psychopaths because they didn't care.
هذا العراق الحلو.
Alright, let's see. I'm hopping in.
Okay.
Last time it was like sex with Beatrice, and then they were like real, and they were like,
Yeah,
okay, now
they
I
were all like,
understand
okay,
Kinzo.
I believe now. Like,
Yeah, they're
Kinzo
like,
definitely fucked.
that's it. Kinzo isn't such a bad guy, you know. I understand his motives. And then that's
then
it. He's like,
Ben was all like, I would do it too.
it's like for sure, man. I would forsake my entire family, and I would do black magic.
And then it wouldn't even work. I would just get thrown and incinerated.
Until she does come back. She's just like,
Man,
Ben. Huh?
we gotta start reading the One Piece manga.
I thought I heard you watched it.
I was watching it, sure, but the manga is like ahead of the anime. Like by a lot.
I'll blow your
Right.
goddamn head smooth off.
That's
No,
true.
you won't.
Can YG Gang even hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, true.
If you guys knew there was a woman Then while I'd like to be understanding of father's feelings and true love, it did leave mother in an awkward position. I agree. Cheating is cheating. No way to make it pretty.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm on a whole nother level.
Gotta feel sorry for grandmother.
Don't.
So, have there been any rumors about a child between Beatrice and grandfather?
The keyword Beatrice has been hidden in every corner of this case. So it's natural to suspect some relative of hers. No. I have not heard of anything like that.
If there was one, a memento of his most beloved person, he surely would have given them all his affection. Since he ended up immersing himself in black magic instead, maybe we should assume that there was no such child. Come to think of it, that reminds me of the rumor I heard. You know, right? That story about how grandfather heavily supported an orphanage called the Fukuoka House. Enough of that. That is nothing more than slander which would desecrate father.
Oh, desecrate him? What? He's supporting an orphanage. Okay, tell us, Natsu.
I mean, weren't these two like? I mean, their bios have changed anyway. But weren't they literally from the Fukuoka orphanage?
Yeah.
So it's like, what is she saying? Rumors, like he literally did.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think even you'd agree. This is no time to hide things from each other.
It is a worthless story. Father made massive donations to an orphanage and had the orphans employed as servants of the head family to give them some on-the-job experience.
But I guess they probably didn't know about it.
The story.
We heard it from the narrator's point of view.
Oh, that's true. The story in question is simply some drivel spread by fools who claim that father was using those orphans for some filthy hobby.
He was sitting on them.
He was sitting on them?
Yeah, they're furniture.
Look at the video, G. Just read.
The chairs. He was like, it has some as chairs, some as tables, you know. What video?
That's what you gotta watch the video, G.
Hi, Gordon Ramsay here, and tonight on Hell's Kitchen,
Trust
I will
me.
be implementing a policy known as total nigger death. All black contestants will be killed in various ways, including stabbing niggers with sharp knives, frying niggers in hot oil, peeling niggers with potato peelers, turning niggers into a stew, boiling niggers, dicing niggers, and burning niggers to a crisp.
If this is Hell's Kitchen, I think Gordon Ramsay is the devil.
Yeah, I would watch that.
I just love AI voices, bro. You can't listen. It's just too great.
I mean, you say that until I make like the AI voice of you saying that you like raped a woman in an alleyway.
You can try as hard as you will, but I'll say that with my normal voice if I have
I
to.
was about to say, yeah, you don't need an AI for that. Anyway, for a while, some guys even said that Kunizo was collecting human sacrifices for his black magic. And he really is doing weird experiments and ceremonies in this room all the time. So I have to believe them myself.
That is pretty
And
funny.
these servants who came from the Fukuoka house are...
Do not trust them with your house.
There are several of them, but Shannon and Cannon were the two scheduled during the family conference shift. To resurrect Beatrice, he brought in servants from an orphanage as human sacrifices.
After all, everyone grandfather selected as a servant was young, about the same age as Shannon or Cannon. I was sure it was because grandfather had some bizarre hobby. Jessica, mind your words.
When Natsui scolded her, the atmosphere instantly went sour and everyone fell quiet. She ruined everything. However, something was tugging at the back of my mind. Sacrifices. Sacrifices. He's gonna remember the letter now. Human sacrifices brought over from an orphanage. What is it? Freaky words like sacrifices don't pop up often. And yet I've seen or heard that word recently. Some part of my memory is tugging at me. Hey, Beatrice. What do you know? I'd arrived in front of the portrait of Beatrice. It wasn't as massive as the one in the entrance hall. That portrait, which must have been drawn by some famous painter, was still just as intimidating in this smaller size. Below it, just like in the entrance hall, was the epitaph that supposedly hinted at the location of the hidden gold. Ah. Sacrifices. Here.
What the hell? Oh my. Badly. You're creeping me out.
6 sacrifices. Both of my eyes were as wide as plates.
He must have seen the same thing Kingzo saw.
Everything's been predicted right there from the very beginning. Everyone crowded around.
Oh, they're all gonna praise her name.
And the same expression of shock rose to all of our faces.
They're like, no way, the epitaph.
Except for Maria. That's right. So right there in the epitaph. On the first twilight, offer the 6 chosen by the key as sacrifices. There's no doubt. 6 people died in the beginning. And even on the shutter where the magic circle was drawn, no, where the Hebrew was written, it mentioned the offering of sacrifices.
Ooh, I've been saying that from the beginning.
Bradley punches her. That's right. Maria said it right at the start. Right after we found the 6 bodies, when Maria was in the parlor watching TV, she said it.
He's quoting her.
Ooh. The culprit isn't human. It's just the sacrifices chosen by the key. This has nothing to do with the location of the hidden gold.
This has everything.
It's the instructions for a resurrection ceremony using black magic or something. After all, this epitaph requires a large number of deaths.
It sure does. Even reading through it quickly, that'd be 6 plus 2 plus 5.
That's not crow.
13 people who must die.
Correct.
How many people are normally on this island?
6.
It changes depending on the shifts for the servants. But there's
If you turn him into a nerd.
Jessica and me, and 2 or 3 servants. Today and yesterday there were 5 of them, but there aren't normally that many.
Which means that normally, there wouldn't be enough sacrifices to carry out this ceremony. No, wait. There's that rumor that grandfather was collecting servants from an orphanage to be used as sacrifices in some creepy ceremony.
So what does this all mean? We increased the number of servants to increase the number of sacrifices and waited for the animal family conference where even more people would gather? Isn't now the only time of the year the ceremony could be held?
And when Jessica screamed this, Maria broke out in that creepy laugh, looking truly pleased.
Haven't you ever heard of people making bets to test their faith?
Drawing a sandal and saying that if it lands right up, right side up, tomorrow will be sunny. You still clipping your nails?
Yep.
They're saying that tomorrow will be a good day if the coin lands head side up. There are many little superstitions like that.
There's no bag in my trash, so I can't put all the nail clippings.
Eat them.
I guess I'll just go around with one clipped nail.
Sometimes, when your luck is down and you get bored, and you roll the dice and get 3 6s, you want to believe it's a portent of some miracle. When flipping a sandal, you have at worst a 50% chance. Even if you get it right side up, it's not worth much. But if you carelessly roll 3 dice and they all come up 6, you might think that's a small miracle.
Magic works in the same way.
Oh shit, Murray
You
was saying that.
must pray earnestly for an extremely unlikely result. Then the feelings from all those sort of prayers gaining magical power and becoming carnal. The magic that grandfather was trying to perform was probably like that. The key randomly selected sacrifices in a lottery. So to reduce the chance that he himself was selected, he chose the day with the greatest number of people on the island to carry out the ceremony. Ridiculous. Are you saying that this entire situation was caused by a mere ceremony for some bizarre magic?
Natsui yelled. She couldn't quell the fear that a scorpion charm might be the only reason she was still safe. If I hadn't received that charm from Jessica, or she was going to be great.
If I hadn't received that charm from Jessica at the end of my door now, I had been killed mixed in along with those 6. The strangest part is, even though I hung the charm from the inside of my door, they couldn't get through that one. Colbert noticed the charm from outside the door and gave up trying to open it. A human couldn't have perceived that. The charm meant to stop something that was not human and done exactly right. Impossible, impossible, Bakana!
But Natsui thought. The epitaph certainly does continue to fit even after that.
Oh, that's Twilight. So shall tear apart the two who are closed. It's being talking about making a song. The Yoshi song. Hey, that last maybe we must reach that conclusion. And after the culprit killed them, they left the words from the third Twilight in a letter there.
That's right. They were the second Twilight. Someone else must have been gouged in the head. Yeah, Kinza. That's grandfather. He was burned in the incinerator, and our eyes were so drawn to that part that we didn't notice. But his forehead, no, his head had been gouged.
Grandfather was the victim of the fourth Twilight. Then Canoncon was on the fifth Twilight, gouged the chest and killed. We thought Canoncon's case was an unexpected encounter with the culprit, but that's wrong. In the very beginning, they planned to lure someone out alone and drive something through their chest. Culprit has followed the epitaph this far. Does that mean 3 people still have to die?
On the 6th Twilight, gouged the stomach and kill. On the 7th Twilight, gouged the knee and kill. On the 8th Twilight, gouged the leg and kill.
Yes, we can read it that way.
Well, I wonder about that. After those 3 die, it reaches the 9th Twilight. Take a look. On the 9th Twilight, the witch shall revive, and none shall be left alive.
We're all gonna be killed by Beatrice.
I don't get it. Wouldn't that mean everyone dies no matter how many people there are?
Everyone dies.
What was grandfather after? Doesn't this mean the ceremony would kill him too, no matter what?
It's okay if no one's left alive. On the 10th twilight, we finally arrive at the Golden Land.
On the 10th twilight?
At journey's end, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures, once and for the last time. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. Grandfather wasn't afraid of dying. Look at the second and third of the 4 treasures. One shall be the resurrection of all dead souls. One shall be the resurrection of the love that was lost. So grandfather believed he would eventually be revived, even if he died partway through the ceremony. It's insane. You die, it's over. Come back to life. Isn't that a miracle humanity's been chasing after 4,000 of years and still hasn't accomplished? So is this what it means? Something like you'll be able to move them in the afterlife where they'll be restored?
What you're saying now is right. Would that mean that grandfather, whose remaining life is slim and who's been driven mad by love, is committing suicide? No. A massive forced group suicide?
Genji. Is such a thing possible?
I don't know. The master is a man who sometimes has the wisdom to see 1,000 years into the future. However, there are times when that appears to be nothing more than madness to conversations myself.
Well, I wouldn't stalk the other people.
Okay. Should we take that for a yes? What do you say, Kumasawa-san? I don't know anything. That's right, I don't. Do you think I would be on this island today if I didn't know? I would have faked an illness or done anything to take the day off, that's right. What about your opinion, Dr. Manjo? You've been grandfather's friend for many years.
I feel the same as Genji-san. Kinzo-san was a man who far surpassed ordinary people. I've even felt a sort of inhuman power from him at times. Even I don't know what Kinzo-san was thinking when he wrote that epitaph.
All we can say is that even if father did write this script, someone else is carrying it out.
That's right. At the very least, there's another culprit who attacked grandfather in Kaneka. Furthermore, that person is still continuing the crimes, just as the epitaph says.
The letter in the beginning that we didn't think deeply about. What was it that was written there?
Got back to the recitation of the letter last night. Beatrice had proclaimed something inside it. She had proclaimed that according to her contract with Kinzo, she would collect everything of the Ushiromiya family as interest. But then, she had also revealed a special clause. Someone discovered the location of the gold grandfather had hidden. That right would be lost. When the letter was read, grandfather was still alive. But at that time, it had already been sealed with wax by the head's ring. Which meant grandfather had handed the ring over to Beatrice while he was still alive. We take a straightforward approach. Maybe we should assume Beatrice is carrying out that strange contract, with grandfather guaranteeing her that right. In other words, this was the same as saying grandfather knew of and approved of the contents of that litter. In other words, it's basically a joint message from Beatrice and grandfather, telling us that Beatrice will start collecting interest if we don't solve the riddle. In other words, okay, goddamn, grandfather and Beatrice are demanding that we try and...
OBS disconnected, I'm just waiting for it to reconnect.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point in tapes if they're incomplete, right? Look, another letter from Beatrice.
Huh? What did you say? Maria was pointing at the top of the table, where the canned food everyone had been eating just now still lay. Still lie.
That's the last name. These things are tricky though, sometimes like flew around all over the place. So I'm gonna have to like bend over and look for them later. But not right now. Yeah, I had to clip my nails because they were getting dirty. Like I like having them long, but I don't like having them dirty.
When you paint them, then you can't see it. A western envelope from Beatrice certainly was sitting there. But so what?
What in the...
Okay. I don't think it was that scary. Aunt Natsui let out a hysterical cry, looking between her own hand and the table. Because the envelope she had just opened was still grasped in her hand.
It's a new envelope.
No, I know, but like still.
I mean, I think it's like, it's kind of spooky when like something just spawns, you know?
Oh yeah, but I just mean like the music they use. Like,
Dude?
it's like, calm down, it's just a piece of paper. Okay.
That's the
But
problem.
you're telling me like you like clean your room and you find like a quarter under your bed. Do you go like ah?
No, it's like, if I have like, I don't know, I like pick up my copy of Dark Souls, right? And I'm like, yes, Dark Souls, you know? And then I turn around, I look at my table, and now there's a copy of Elden Ring there. Even though I've never bought Elden Ring. I'll like fly 10 feet backwards, like, why is that there?
And you'll be like, oh boy, like free game. Like
Yeah, I mean,
yippee.
that is what I'll do, but I will fly 10 feet backwards at first, and like fall to my
If
knees.
I had like a witch like invisibly giving me free stuff, I don't think I would mind.
Nah, I'd get mad and I'd call my grandfather, like, hey old man, there's this thing that keeps bringing me stuff, you know?
Ah, that's true. You put yourself in prison.
Yeah.
So why is there still an envelope on the table? What the hell?
What is going on, Maria? Where'd that envelope come from? Just now, I looked, and it was lying there. Who? I don't know anything.
This isn't funny. There's only 8 of us here. There's no way some 9th person snuck in. There wasn't enough time during the few seconds that we gathered around the portrait, right? Okay.
Get back, all of you! Oh, here it comes.
I'll blow your goddamn head smooth off.
That's torture.
Back against the wall, the firing squad.
She's gonna execute them all.
Wait, what does it say? Gouge the stomach and kill?
Oh wait, no, this is it. Matsui just kills everybody,
Yeah, so
and then she can't fulfill the portrait, and then it's like the whole story just ends.
No, she kills everybody in a way that like it does not fulfill the portrait.
Exactly.
It's like she just like blows her own head smooth off.
Exactly. And Natsui was pointing the rifle at Genji and the others, bellowing at them. Genji-san was overpowered, his face looking like he didn't have a clue what was going on. Of course I felt the same, but a moment's late, I reached the same conclusion Aunt Natsui had. So just a few seconds ago, there had been no letter like this on the table. Nobody entered this room. That means someone among us placed it there during the few seconds when everyone was looking away, preoccupied with the portrait.
Look, open that envelope and read what's inside.
Sure. I picked it up. It was still sealed with wax. Even without disturbing its contents, I realized that this was an as-yet unopened envelope, an unknown envelope. Without relying on a paper knife, I tore it open and pulled out the letter inside. The contents were as follows. Are you enjoying the riddle of Kinzo-sama's epitaph? As you are all probably aware, you have very little time remaining. Please abandon any naive hope that escaping after the storm passes. This game can only end with my victory or yours. When time runs out, I will win by default. There will be no ties. Make sure that you do not misunderstand your current situation.
No way. She said the funny thing, you know? She was like, what was it? If you win, I'll give you a big kiss.
She didn't say that, what do you mean?
She said you can either win or you can lose. That's the thing that we're winning or losing.
Oh, I see.
You see, when I made the meme, I didn't know what we were winning, but there it is.
I see.
It's like, if you lose, I'll blow your head smooth off. If you win, then I'll give you a big kiss.
That is what it says.
It isn't clear who put this letter here. However, I've been able to narrow down the list of suspects. It's either Battler, Jessica, George, Genji, Kumasawa, or Natsu.
Yeah, no, she specifically said that she was going to protect the kids, so she doesn't suspect any of them.
Oh, that's true.
So she should suspect fucking Maria.
No, I just mentioned everybody, but yeah, it's like... It's either Natsuhi, Genji, the old man, or Kumasawa. I mean, Kumasawa's been like pooping her pants the whole time, right? So it can't be her.
Well, that's the perfect disguise, isn't it?
She's gonna like die.
Now think about it, like you wouldn't suspect some like old like hag.
I would definitely suspect an old hag of being a witch.
No, but she's like so incompetent.
It's you all. I told you, it's everybody.
You all? It's everybody?
I usually just say that. Yeah, that's like.
What? Why would she say it's everybody?
I've been able to narrow down the list of suspects. It's everybody in this room.
Surely she's talking about the servant.
Madam, that's just too horrible. Just before I moved towards the portrait, I set a can of food down getting it. At that time, there definitely wasn't anything as strange as this letter here. And at that time, Jessica, George, and Battler were already in front of the portrait.
Ooh, but Maria wasn't, huh?
Until the letter appeared. So the person who set that letter down is one of you four. Beatrice is here.
Oh, so one of you four. So she is pointing at Maria. Real.
She's gonna blow Maria's head smooth off.
Is Maria held up with a gun?
We aren't Beatrice. Beatrice exists. Oh wait, I just realized, yeah, all four of the people that she's pointing at are like Beatrice believers, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause
All the
it's,
servants, and then Maria.
yeah, Maria, Kumasawa, Genji, and the doctor. Well, I don't know if Nanjo
I don't think
believes her.
Nanjo believes. Nanjo's just kind of like,
Nanjo's kind of
he's
just
just
like,
another doctor.
yeah, keep going, Kingzo.
he's like, yeah.
But yeah, at least 3 of them are firm Beatrice believers.
Yeah.
Silence! I don't know whether I should suspect one of you or all of you. Well, without a doubt, at least one of you among you is the culprit. That's right. There can't be a 19th person. There's no way it doesn't exist. Even when Kanenkun was killed, yeah, that could be explained if Kumasawa-san was the one who did it.
How?
The truth is that Kumasawa-san entered the boiler room with Kanenkun and killed him.
Kenron destroyed her.
Never really fallen when she got there. You're making a mistake, lady. Why would I do something like that? I don't have the slightest idea how my parents were killed in that close room. But when they were killed, everyone except for the servants had an alibi. The only ones who didn't were the servants. But does that really mean it's okay to suspect them?
Yes. Now that you mention it, they have no alibi for any of the cases. Should we really be so quick to make that judgment? But this time, in this room, in this place, in this moment, in this minimally small bit of time and space, it's obvious. Only one of the 4 of them could have set the letter there in our blind spot. We can't tell who put it there, but it's obvious that one of the 4 did it. Natsui-san. Please, calm yourself. A lot has happened today. I understand how much strain is on your mind right now.
Nanjo's blood is gonna be smeared against the wall in a second.
Yeah.
Dr. Nanjo, it truly pains me to call you suspicious. However, you are father's personal doctor, and his closest friend. You have been by his side for many years, and you might even know about Beatrice. Would you be hiding some kind of old obligation?
Of course not. Calm yourself. It was pitiful to watch Dr. Nanjo frantically pleading his innocence. It's probably a normal reaction to anyone would give if they were suspected. Kumasawa was the same.
I thought it said Kumasawa was insane.
She's losing her mind. Ever since Jessica voiced her suspicions of Kumasawa murdering Ken, Kumasawa had been totally flustered. That was why Genji's still calm appearance looked so bold. And Natsui pointed the barrel of the gun.
Why does she keep loading it? There's like a bunch of
She's
shells on the
loading.
ground.
Just shells are all over the place.
She's just wasting bullets.
This thing's capacity is insane.
I mean, it's only been like 3 or 4, but still. You're gonna have to pick them up later and put them back in. Genji, you were grandfather's #1 subordinate. Was Beatrice an illusion you showed to father with you as the performer?
If by suspecting me, you recognize me as the master's greatest servant, then I count it a great honor, regardless of the circumstances.
Dang.
Literally, Kinzo is saying, if you land this shot, I'll give you a kiss, like Genji. However, I am not the one who put the letter there.
Don't sensitive accept that. You must be the ringleader. Maybe Kumasawa and Dr. Nanjo are your accomplices. And Maria-chan too.
Not content to suspect just the adults, Natsui pointed the gun relentlessly at Maria too.
Held it to her head.
But Maria acted as though nothing had happened. Or maybe she thought she would be fine even if she was shot.
Maria-chan. By this point, we can no longer remove someone from suspicion just because they're young. So for the last time, let me ask the question that everyone's had since last week.
Yes.
Yesterday, who was the Beatrice who handed you that letter?
You'll say Beatrice,
Who?
and then Natsui will shoot her in the head.
Maria, don't dodge the question. Make it clear. Who gave you that letter? How many times do I have to tell you? It's Beatrice, the 1,000-year-old golden witch. If you want to know what she looks like, just turn around. See, she's right there. Beatrice's.
She's not talking about the portrait.
Don't mess with us, Maria.
Hit her, Jessica. Enough, Jessica. Maria, too. Don't you understand the situation? What are you hoping to gain by saying stuff like that? Stop stirring each other up pointlessly.
I don't understand. What do you all want it to be? You only believe in Beatrice when you don't want to suspect one of your own. When you're trying to settle a grudge because someone who's close to you has been killed, only then do you want to believe in a human who can attack with violence and deny Beatrice. That's why you can't see her. Beatrice exists. You all can't see her. Silence. I don't want to label you as a culprit, but there's no longer any doubt that you enjoy making the situation pleasant and are providing assistance to them. Then what will you do? Blow my head
Shoot
off?
me?
I don't mind. Very soon the door to the Golden Mine will be open. Then all the dead will be resurrected. Right now, death is nothing to be afraid of. Mom, she really is suspicious. We can't keep her with us. Blow her head some off. But it nuts her, please calm down.
You can't kill a child. Oh.
Please remain composed. That's nothing to be afraid of.
No, it's literally just George like, oh, you can't shoot a child. Like, wah, wah.
It's gonna be a thing very, very soon.
Exactly.
I can't find the one from the video. Mississippi Queen.
If you know what I mean. Mississippi Queen. Top of everything.
Even the culprit is scared of what will happen tomorrow.
The culprit
They're
seems
of
really
the
scared.
police. It's like the
They're
police
terrified.
come in and arrest Beatrice. Like, no, I've been captured by Japan's detectives. Right now, this island is free from the reach of the law, but that's only because it's isolated by this typhoon. Once the typhoon passes, the law will return. So you must.
Natsui is the law.
How can you stay so calm, George Lisa? One of these four is the culprit. Or maybe all four of them are working together. How can you stay so calm when one of these four might be the culprit who killed your mom and pop? Even I have the desire to find the culprit and kill them. But that would be simple barbarism. I would leave the judgment of crimes to the law. So no matter how suspicious you are, you mustn't pull the trigger.
I feel the same as Jirojanki. No! Come on, Dazzler. Aunt Natsui. Get a hold of yourself for a
It would have
second.
been funny to see somebody's brains sprayed against the wall, but whatever.
Anyways, it'd be bad to shoot. In times like this, I hear you should tilt your head back and say, stay cool 3 times.
Nah, you gotta be like Uncle Kraus, just go for a walk.
Yeah, just go for a walk.
Let me make this clear. Witches do not exist. Not on Rokujima, not in the Ushirimiya Mansion. I declare it as a Ushirimiya Natsumi, representative of the Ushirimiya family. There is no witch here. I won't accept Beatrice. No matter what you're planning, I won't let you lay one finger on my daughter or the rest of them. I mean, she's not the head of the family, so it doesn't really count, you know? Like, Beatrice is the head of the family right now.
She has the head's ring.
Yeah, exactly. Who wears the ring and has the headship.
Either way, like Natsui, like the arc for her, just from going like annoying headache woman to just like based shotgun wielder and protector of like the Ushiromi children.
Oh, no,
like goddamn.
No, it's because she went up to Kinzo and he just said, "You can't wear the logo, but you have it on your heart." And she's like, she had like the ultra revelation, like, you know what has to happen.
You know what has to happen.
She got the shotgun out, and now she's just like the communist dictator of this house.
Real.
That's my duty as mother and as representative to the family.
Those words were the final words of farewell that settled everything. To protect her daughter, Aunt Natsui would regard any suspicious person as an enemy. The only reason George Aniki and I were standing on this side was because, by coincidence, we had a clear alibi regarding the letter. If I hadn't approached the portrait, I would also be at the other end of that gun barrel, treated like a criminal. But even though part of me was thinking that chasing all the suspicious people in this room would finally guarantee our safety, Genji-san and Kumasawa-san and Dr. Nanjo, all of them were on grandfather's side. Maybe you could say that once Maria started blindly believing in Beatrice, she was also on grandfather's side. That's right, they're all suspicious. But is this really okay? If we throw out all of the suspicious ones in such a lawless way, will we still have the right to defy the lawlessness of the witch? What kind of nerd shit is that? Aunt Natsui didn't tell them to leave with her own words, but with a wordless pressure, she induced them to say that themselves. Because if Dr. Nanjo didn't say those words, this cold silence would surely continue forever. Calm yourself, Natsui-san. Still, I understand your feelings well. I myself feel like there's something wrong with my head after all these strange, repeated incidents. So I understand well why you want to suspect us.
If you really have nothing to do with this, then my actions now would be beyond rude. However, please understand just this once.
Very well. Let's leave the room. What do you say, Genji-san? Shall we return to the parlor and continue our chess game? He's just thinking that the whole time. It's like, oh, this is the perfect chance. If that is what you wish, by all means.
I don't want to. After all, that means we'll have to leave this room, knowing that the wolf is among us, right? I don't want to, madame. Please forgive me.
It was obvious what Kumasawa-san was trying to say. If she was innocent, then she was being ejected into dangerous territory along with the culprit. In the current situation, urging her to leave this room along with the suspects was almost exactly the same as letting her get killed. No, that's true. Because there's only 3 more people left to die.
Right.
And there's 4 of them that they're evicting, so... However, Kumasawa-san really was suspicious just for being the first one to discover that Kennen-kun had been murdered. At that time, everyone except Kumasawa-san had an alibi. Unless we could prove the existence of some contraption, or the existence of some 19th person, Kumasawa-san was by far the most likely suspect. I didn't want to believe it. However, Aunt Natsui and the rest of us were in such a difficult situation that we couldn't help suspecting her as well. So we didn't say anything to stop Aunt Natsui from trying to oppressively chase them from the room. We had stopped her from shooting, but we were passively agreeing to chase the others out of the room. On top of that, Maria spoke to the fretful Kumasawa-san.
It's okay. Beatrice is kind to those who respect her. You believe that Beatrice exists, so it'll definitely be okay. I'll watch TV in the parlor. Let's watch it together. It's so boring here without TV. She wants to go watch One Piece.
It looked like Kumasawa found Maria's roguish laugh very frightening. However, 3 other people had agreed to leave the room. Kumasawa couldn't fight the flow and had to agree, crying as she went. Well then, Natsui-san. That will be all for tonight. Let us meet again tomorrow.
Yes. Please understand that at least for tonight, when the police come, all of us will surely apologize for our rudeness. You may play chess, but do it in a safe place if you can. Genji, I leave them in your hands.
Certainly.
It can't be helped, can it? They always say that the most frightening bears are those with their children. Genji, Kumasawa, my sincerest apologies. Let's meet again tomorrow. Maria-chan too. Please forgive your cold aunt. Ooh, I forgive you. Ooh.
Madam, the keys to this room. I will hand both over to you. Genji-san pulled 2 golden keys from his pocket and handed them to Aunt Natsui. And I will also hand over my bundle of keys to the inside of the mansion. Took out a bundle of about 10 keys of various shapes and handed it over. To the servants, those keys were probably proof of their position. Being placed in charge of those keys meant they were trusted, relied upon. When they were forced to return them, it meant they had lost that trust. Thinking about it this way, to Genji-san, who had worked here for a span of many years, there could be no greater shame. However, Genji-san's usual indifferent expression remained on his face.
Genji, I had planned that after father passed away, I would reward you for your many years of hard work and allow you to retire. To treat you like this makes me feel ashamed from the bottom of my heart.
I have already received the Master's favor. Everything I have done until now has been in repayment for that. Please, do not worry over it. Well then, shall we, everyone? Good night to you all.
Ooh, good night. Good night to you too, Battler. Ooh.
Maria. Wait a sec. Knowledge of guilt made me call Maria back. I groped around in my pocket and took out that scorpion keychain. This repels magic, right? Wear it.
Ooh. Didn't you say you dropped it?
Back then I got ticked off and just bluffed that I'd lost it. There's no way I'd lose the precious charm you gave me. Maria silently took the charm. I was unable to say anything after that. Well then, everyone, good night to you. We watched them leave, our expressions completely worn out, and we weren't even able to respond. Until the door closed and we heard the auto lock, we were unable to breathe. Then we were finally allowed to take a breath. After that, I noticed that Beatrice's letter, which I had been gripping the whole time, and which was soaked with my sweat, actually had 2 sheets. The paper had been tightly stuck together, so I'd mistakenly thought there was only one. There were no characters on the second sheet. The thing drawn there was a magic circle, written with a red ink like blood. Just like how every magic circle up until then had been different, this magic circle was one I'd never laid eyes on before. Inside the circle, a large triangle and a small triangle were fit together in a simple design. But just as before, there was writing in Hebrew, and it seemed clear it held some kind of meaning. I wanted to know what that could be. We had just chased Maria, the only person who could understand the meaning of magic circles, out of the room. I thought of this magic circle as Beatrice's second message. What does this magic circle mean? Damn it. After chasing out all the suspicious people, all we had to do was stay barricaded here until morning, and everything would probably be over. Once the typhoon is past, when the seagulls cry, will everything be resolved? But the letter, which had unexpectedly appeared in the study, forced us to reject that naivety. It had made it very clear that, if time ran out, it would mean the witch's victory. When time runs out, is the witch planning to take on the offensive? This time, is she planning to display some fearful magical power, maybe something that could have been used to kill 6 adults at once? Wait, when is time supposed to run out anyway? I don't know anything.
With this, we should finally be safe. Finally. Definitely. Yes.
Even as she said that, Aunt Natsui couldn't stop gripping that rifle. There was no release in the tension of her expression. Of course, none of us felt like breathing a sigh of relief. So Badley's gonna leave the room, right? Surely. He's gonna want to solve the riddle, and he's gonna go to Maria with the magic circle. At least not until we could hear the cry of the seagulls once more. I guess we could end it there.
Yeah. Oh, 12 o'clock. No. Just before 12 o'clock.
11:30.
Yeah, 30 minutes to midnight.
After we chased them out, nobody wanted to say anything. All the suspicious ones had been driven away. Even though we knew there might be some innocence among them, we still did it. We chase them out of this paradise.
No, something's gonna happen. Something important.
Yeah.
So I think we might as well just leave it here. Like you suggested.
Oh yeah, because we just got through. Like they just locked themselves in the room. They recapped. They remembered the fucking epitaph finally,
Mm-hmm.
and then they kicked out the servants along with Maria.
Yeah, so now it's just Badler, George, Jessica, and Natsuki in the room. Wait, what's the wrong button? What am I? I'm looking for tips.
No, it's in Japanese.
Oh,
There we go.
there it is.
The Witch's Letter 3.
Right, okay. That's from right now. Yeah. I like how Beatrice is like, oh yeah, let me get these 6 people for sacrifices, right? But like she just bashed their head in with a hammer, you know?
Yeah.
Like after death peeled their face smooth off. Like I don't know what kind of
No, because
thing that
witches don't
is.
exist.
That's true.
So like the faces, maybe their faces just fell off.
No, that's special effects by what's his name? Babe Ruth. Baseball story.
That might be it. If Balor didn't flip the chessboard once, I'm upset.
Right, he should have.
Hello.
Then good night.
True. Good night, America.
Good evening, YB gang. I see. Nothing's happening. Good night, YB gang. I hope you all sleep well.